Welcome to Body Work.
Please fasten your seatbelts.
I had 11 Olympians and over 800 national champs. And all those men, they wouldn't do half the work that she do. And I'm seeing it from the young ladies. These last 2 years, when you think about it, all the good fights is coming from the women. The guys is ducking each other, looking for the easy way. Hey, I'm telling you like it is, you know? So again, you know, this young lady done did everything I asked of her, and she did more. And I'm watching all the young ladies that's boxing now. It's like they trying to prove they better than men. Now, we knew they was kind of there, but now they showing that they mean. You know, in the old days in Philly, we call these guys crazy. And that's the way these women are. So when you go back home, speak nice to you.
Welcome to Body Work. Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to Body Work Boxing. It feels so good to be back. How y'all doing out there, man? Boxing talk is trash. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, man. Boxing talk is trash. Like, I'm so embarrassed right now as a boxing fan. I'm proud. I'm actually happy, man. AJ did his thing, boy, because if Ngannou would have beat that man, ooh-wee, boy. Because I see how bad it is today when the man actually got a KO. Now it's fixed. Now, you know, the same thing that Devin Haney fans be doing. Right after somebody get a victory, they come out and say something like, all this talk about Wilder now. It's like Wilder didn't even fight. All this crying for Wilder. Man, where do I start? And you know, I guess people who put out the narratives create this kind of energy, man. Somebody actually got to keep putting in benchmarks, man, and putting down stakes in the ground and really talking about what's going on, man. Is it just me, or boxing talk is just getting weird, man? Boxing talk is getting weird, man. People are actually talking about gossip more than boxing. The he said, she said. I'm talking about grown people who have idle hands, who have all the resources. They have access. They can do interviews with boxers, trainers, coaches. They can be talking about anything in the world, but they're talking about who's sleeping with who, and content is at an all-time low, man. And boxing is it's just getting weird, man. It's just getting weird now. I would say I'm not the biggest AJ fan, but I like AJ. I'm a fan. I'm not the biggest one. That's why I don't do, you know, I start seeing some stuff or whatever, and it's just like, hey, man, the people that I have control over what I can get, like information I can get on them and all that, like certain boxes, I can't get certain information, so I don't talk about them as much. But when they actually have fights going on or things coming up or some way where I can kind of be involved, I'll try to touch bases. And I can acknowledge that Anthony Joshua has done a good job since he took his loss. He had that loss back in August of 2022, and people are still talking about that. So he fought in September of 2021. He fought Usyk, and then he fought him again in August of the next year, 2022. And in the first fight, he lost by unanimous decision. It was unanimous the first time around. 112, 117, 113, 115, 112, 116. In the other fight, the second fight, it was 115, 113, 112, 116, 113, 115. Split decision. And people said they didn't see any improvements. You can clearly see he was going to the body. That's when he implemented Robert Garcia. And he had implemented Robert Garcia, and you can see the increased body attack. You start seeing them do body work. You start seeing the level changes. Yes, it looked kind of robotic at times, you know what I'm saying, because he was actually thinking. He was trying to install, and you know, and he come back, he fight Jermaine Franklin, you know, unanimous decision. Meaning boxing, unanimous decision. And I came out and I did a video after that. I said, man, the Devin Haney method, because everybody was saying, oh man, he didn't get the stoppage. And I use this as a barometer. It's the loudest voices and the people that everybody's pushing, they push these people up, but by their standards, by the Devin Haney standards, when he fought Jermaine Franklin, by Devin Haney standards, I called it the Haney method. And I was talking about the double standards in boxing because everybody was breathing down his neck and had all this stuff to say, and they still do the same thing the Devin Haney fans do when it comes to Tank. Somehow they infuse Wilder's name. But I find it funny how these people, right, they'll come out and use BoxRec when it's to their advantage. They don't look at BoxRec. They don't like facts. They don't do triangle reasons. But then they'll say, well, when he fought him, and then when this person fought him, and they turn right around, and even though they're telling you what they're not going to do, they're doing it. Remember when I said, get your hand on my pocket? You had that full hand in your pocket. You can't even see their wrist. You had forearm. With their hand in your pocket, oh, no, I wouldn't do that. Oh, no, man, I keep it all the way a buck. But then they turn around and use the same things and do the same things that they speak about and speak against and complain about. Like, boxing is weird, man. Boxing is weird, man. They said attention was the new drug, but no, I think it's another element that's added on that compounds what attention is right now, and it's called relevancy. Relevancy is the new drug, y'all. Yeah. Relevancy is the new drug. Whereas if it's something relevant, something salacious, something juicy, something gossipy, they're gonna be all over it. I don't know why we have grown ass men that's in the sport of boxing talking about who's smashing who. For what? It's not about boxing. People be changing double standards, man. And this AJ win, man. It really, I ain't gonna lie, man. It just really exposed people because me, I be trying to give people a shot. I like some of the things. I'm not gonna lie. They are like it's funny, it's humor in them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna even lie and say that I don't get anything out of it. I'm not gonna say I don't get anything out of stuff that they do. And I do, man. Some people I get out of 100% of the stuff they say. I'm some people I'm 60% with what they say. They got it's some funny elements. It's some logic. It's some reasoning. It's entertainment at the end of the day. But man, sometimes that 40 man is like a horse pill, man. It's hard to swallow, man. But I don't know, man. All I say is I gotta be an example, man. I say I gotta be an example. And I gotta be about what I say I'm about. I gotta stick to my guns. I gotta say, enough is enough, man. Like we just, it's a bunch of like it's gang banging for promotional companies. It's gang banging for trainers. Like I say a lot of time in boxing, man, the conversation around boxing is just like in life. You start off, you meet somebody or you come into contact with something, and immediately there's all these splinters. There's all these things that we pick and choose as to how we want to divide or separate or differentiate ourselves from each other. And we really should be seeing the things that we have alike or the things that we have in common. So a lot of the times what gets me off is the commonality, like common things like ducking is ducking. You cannot like the word, but it can't be okay when somebody else is saying it, and then when you say it, it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? When you say it, it's a problem. Like ducking is ducking. Like we should be in agreement with what ducking is. Like we all can't agree that what Canelo is doing right now, we can't all agree with that. Okay, that's a commonality. That's okay. When you speak on that, and if that's how the vein of what you look at it, I don't care who you don't do or don't like. We know that what Canelo is doing is a form of ducking. You can say what you want because he's the money man and this and this and that, but the same heat that somebody like Tank Davis get, who I'm really still not sure if he has as much control as a Canelo. But people will grant him that control and then say, oh, well, he got the control to do this, but then they don't want their fighter to get in line and do whatever's necessary to actually get the fight. You know what I'm saying? So in common, if we establish common ground on something, that means we should be able to, it's just like an equation. We should be able to substitute for X, substitute for Y, substitute for Z. And the formula should be the same. But no, when we substitute for X, Y, and Z now we get X. No, but X is really an A because you got to think about it and you got to add the multiplier and you got to extrapolate. And come on, man. Y'all be trying to sound a lot smarter than what y'all really are, but I mean, you're not that smart, man. Not that smart, man. You're acute in the thing that you have knowledge about, but we all tend to contradict ourselves. Me, when I catch myself doing it, I'll be like, oh, hold on, Mike. I gotta listen. Hold on. Am I saying, oh yeah? Well, yeah. I can see why somebody would say I was, yeah. I can do that. But just like the build up, man, with this AJ fight, I was like, man, I didn't know if having an MMA fighter and being that close up to the bit, I didn't know if that standard was going to be a good standard for the sport of boxing in the future of boxing, because I don't like how somebody from the MMA, just because they got a popular name and they present a bag, I don't like the fact that they can come over and leapfrog people who have been standing in line for years. So I didn't do much promoting of the fight. I thought it was a tricky fight. I thought that there were elements of danger on both sides. I kept saying, man, I hope AJ do what he got to do, and you know what I'm saying, this and this and that. But since, Ngannou has always been somebody that people have doubted on or didn't believe, and he's kind of been using that as a fuel, much like Bud say, he used the doubt and the unbelief and all that kind of stuff motivates, and it does something to certain people. Well, we see what level he got to, because on his side of the fence or in his expertise, he rose to the top over there. He said, hey man, y'all not paying me, blah blah blah, for whatever reason. He decided he wants to transition. Now, unfortunately for us boxing fans, we had to bear the grunt of it. And as much as I wasn't a Tyson Fury, I'm not a Tyson Fury fan hardly at all. I mean, I'm not a fan hardly at all of Tyson Fury. That's just me. I'm not a fan. People think that I do rock with him or I ride with him because there's some things that, as it relates to Deontay Wilder, but I'm not a fan. So when I speak about it, they be like, oh man, this guy, man, anybody who's against Wilder. It's like, no, because just like with certain people in the game, the people that have the loudest voices and actually take the, grab the bull by the horns, or they take that flag and they take the lead, and they lead the troop in the conversation around it, man, they're like, they don't look at everything the same when it comes to certain fighters. It just is what it is. It just is what it is, man. Even when you catch your favorite fighter hand in the cookie jar, you still, well, you know, come on. Come on, man. Like, but the main point of this is I did not think that the fight was going to be conducive to the sport of boxing. I didn't think that having an MMA fighter, leapfrog everybody and jump in, but leading up to that Tyson Fury, I was like, man, I hope, the back of my mind, I'm like, man, I hope Tyson Fury don't lose to this man. And in my heart of hearts, Ngannou actually won that fight. You can say what you want. I can see how you can reason on the scorecards and all that, because yes, just like the Lomachenko thing, it was a point in time when Ngannou tapered off. His volume didn't, diminished. But all of this recency bias stuff and this revisionist historian stuff, now, just like this lead up to this week, people were actually trying to twerk and tweak what actually happened in the Tyson Fury and Ngannou fight. I'm like, come on, man, we all seen the fight. There's no benefit to that. That was Tyson Fury. People trying to say, oh man, but you see, after the drop, he woke up and he got back on and he was doing. Tyson Fury didn't do much or nothing. He had a couple spurts of rounds after that where he showed, that he can actually box. You know what I'm saying? I guess he was more disciplined. He was like, he got woke up, but he did not go out and just do some amazing. Because why? And when they bring up that point, you see this how they never go round by round and look at the punch stats and look at everything. But people were clowning Tyson and say, oh man, you did this, you did that. So now on the flip side, when we see AJ get in the ring and we see what actually happened with AJ and him in the ring, now the result was a KO, and now everybody's perspective on everything has changed. It's like, stop it, man. That's a problem. But people are going to see and hear you, move these goalposts like you're doing about AJ, and then they're going to take that and they're going to, whatever their favorite fighter is, whether it's Benavidez, whether it's Bud, whether it's Tank, whether it's Shakur, they're going to take and use those same methods. And that's why the conversation around boxing is trash. It's trash. It's trash, man. We understand we all got an agenda. Really, I thought our all common agenda, at the end of the day, I swear I thought that our agenda was to get these fighters in the ring and that we can actually see them all fight, let the cream rise to the top, and then see them all fight, and then we crown champs, we crown kings, we let what actually happened in the ring in the timeline of events dictate how we're going to speak about it, and that's not what it is. I understand speaking things into existence. I understand that very well. You got to speak those things as though they were. I understand all of that, but like, come on, not when it comes to boxing, man. Just because you want somebody to be what they once were, that does not make them what they once were. But when we look at it, AJ did what he was supposed to do for the sport of boxing, so the sport of boxing won. And I like Ngannou, man. I even put up his quote. He said it's a wolf in a house full of sheep, and I'm about to bite a sheep. You know what I'm saying? That's hard. That was a hard slogan. I like his energy. We know he a big, strong man. We know he can fight. We know, you know what I'm saying? But like, we are changing goalposts. We are moving goalposts. We are changing standards. Remember, I said, do not lower your standard. Raise your standards. Lower your expectations. But we'll lower our standards just like the equalizer. Like when you're looking at an equalizer, you can lower this and that's what we do, man. Like, no, the standards should stay up there. When you put any box up on the scale, you put his ass up on that scale and you weigh it right. But it's to the point now where certain boxes, they don't even want to put certain boxes up on the scale. They're just, oh man, yeah. Based on antiquitous value and the fact that you like, stop it, man. We already know that the heavyweight division right now is just now kind of kind of resembling some of the luster that it had when we had Lennox Lewis and Tyson and Evander, and when we had all those guys. Like, we already know that it's just now starting to kind of look with all these, you know what I'm saying, because perceivable monsters and them actually mixing it up. Now we're starting to really get to see who is who. But we don't use the same standards. When he beat Jermaine Franklin, they said, oh man, he ain't get the stoppage. Unanimous decision. Unanimous decision. Then he come out there, he spiked Robert Helenius. Oh man, come on, man, that was Helenius. But I heard the same, like Otto Wallin, he come out there and spike him in 2 rounds. Like, oh man, but that's Otto Wallin, man. Come on, man. Who was Otto Wallin? Come on. But before that was Otto Wallin, man. Yeah, he really won that fight against Tyson, man. He had him cut bad. They should have stopped that fight. Stop it, man. We be listening. We be watching. Y'all sound dumb. And that's the problem with boxing, man. You can have, it's a responsibility. I don't care what nobody say. When you got that many eyes and ears, it's just like when people go to a real church on Sunday. When they go in there and they got their hearts, eyes, ears, and everything else open for the good Lord. When you got that many people, you have an obligation to do right by them. They're not yours to manipulate. They're not yours to do this sorcery and this whatever witchcraft and idolatry. It's idolatry. Like, we are openly hearing and seeing people practice idolatry. You know what I said, man? Going into this new year, if there's any form of me worshiping or letting somebody have a pass or doing all this, I'm not taking that shit into this year. I'm not doing it. If you not as a fan, I could love you like a play cousin. But you as a fan, if you as a fighter are not giving me as a fan what I want, I'm sorry. The scale is the scale, the standard is the standard. But we don't do that. Because when you know what they said about Otto Wild, and I heard this morning, man. I'm trying to tune in. I was looking for that smoke, but I realized people really don't want that smoke. They just really want to vape. You know what I'm saying? They really want to vape, man. They don't really want no smoke. Cause I'm never get greeted with the same intensity. Well, click the link. I ain't never get no invite. It was out there, but then I know how people get cute. You put it out there and I click on it. And oh man, this guy. Yeah. But I was there. I was present. I'm like, yeah, I wanted all the smoke. I was begging for it. I was asking for it. You know what I'm saying? I said, let's have some dignity, Mike. They like the vape. I understand. I like the smoke. That's just me. But they said that Otto Wallin was AJ's sparring partner. And I'm like, wow. Where were the videos when I was doing a video about Deontay Wilder when he fought Robert Helenius, and I said that he boxed this man over 100 rounds? And everybody was like, oh man, it was 2 minutes and 52 seconds he knocked his ass out? Boom, one shot, boom. That wasn't fake. That wasn't fixed. That wasn't fake. That wasn't fixed. Oh, the fact that was his sparring partner for over 100 rounds, and Malik Scott said that he studied that man. So AJ is people are really revealing themselves as far as how they see boxing, man. That's why I say, if you're gonna have a good conversation, I can listen to you. I don't care. I degaff who you're going for. Let's just keep the same energy. When it comes to my guys and it's something I can't answer, I say, hey man, I can't speak for that guy. I can't speak for what his camp's saying. I don't know why what he's saying don't line up with what his camp saying, which lined up with what his camp was saying a month ago, which lined up with his camp said 3. I don't know. I can't get on. I'm not jumping on that grenade. I don't know. Go pulverize somebody else with that dumbass talking point. We don't control these boxers. But what we do is we see who gets in the ring, who does what, and who does. But I always hear these differences because I told you, because of my job. My job depends on it. I have to watch cycles. Things are supposed to happen. Sequence of operations. I have to watch it. So when I listen, I'm doing it just like everybody else who have whatever profession. Just like as a truck driver. When you truck driving, you gotta watch and you gotta look at the lane. I know when somebody gonna get over, if somebody gonna slow down, or somebody gonna cut me off. I know it before they even do it, just from having that many road hours in. dealing with so many different equipments. I already know, okay, if this don't happen by this time and that, okay, well that's irregular right there. It's the same way when you hearing people talking these conversations in boxing. Because everybody want to be the guru. Everybody wants somebody to come by and kiss the ring and be all gracious and look up to you. But you change standards. Like, it's a lot of y'all. It's not just one of y'all. It's two of y'all that do it all the time. All the time. Y'all do it all the time. We not talking about the Haney voice either. They do it like we can't even gauge what they do over there. It's just whatever's going to make a good buck. A good, fast, hard buck. That's what that is over there. I ain't going to bullshit you. That's what that is, man. That's payola. You know what I'm saying? It's just like politics, man, babe. Just like the ranking system, you can get enough bread. Yep, we can get you on here. You want to come do an interview? Hey, I got my knee pads on. I got my tonsil jewelry in. I got my throat coat. I done sprayed a couple extra. I got my back brace on. You know what I'm saying? We done put the goalpost to the point where they got wheels on the bottom of them, man. We can just roll them how we want them, man. Like, whenever you're ready to kick that field goal, man, just let us know, man. We'll make sure you win. We'll make sure you win. We'll make sure that somebody who don't fuck with us, they'll never get an opportunity. We ain't never gonna speak good on their name. Oh, we'll use that name to make money. We'll use that name to make money. Yeah. A lot of people doing that. A lot of people had AJ in the title today, didn't want to give a man no goddamn credit for what he did. And there was all this Wilder talk and all this double standard Wilder talk. I heard they was actually saying this morning that AJ gets no credit because he fought a dude that was 0-1. Well, I'm like, how in the fuck was Wilder about to fight him when he was 0-0 before he even fought Tyson? And then it was word that Wilder was going to fight the man. He was going to let him fight him in the ring and in the octagon. Make that make sense. That would be called a checkmate. There's no answer for that. That would be called a checkmate. It's a double standard. You know what I'm saying? You're not the voice of reason on anything. You don't use the scales on everybody. Use the scales on everybody. Everybody. Put that ruler up to everybody. But that's how politics is, man. They let you slide. Like, if you play that political game, that's why I can't get down. That's why all that being affiliated and fashioned up in all these big groups, no. Because if the big group got an agenda, if it don't line up to my heart, if I don't have a warm and fuzzy, if I'm be second guessing myself when I look at myself in the mirror at night, if I'm even gonna have a thought about it before I lay my head down at night, I'm not gonna be a part of it. I'm too old for that. I'm too old for that, man. I'm too old for that. Got too many things going on in life in general to add something else. Especially when I'm a boxing fan, it's something I do when I create content. I'm not gonna do it, man. Some of y'all gotta get off the titty, man. Get off the titty, man. It says you should be eating steak, but you still on the nipple, man. Pop the titty out. Unlatch. Release. Use your baby teeth. Start cutting, you know what I'm saying? But nah, we still want to be on this baby stuff, this double standard stuff, these conversations, man. It's just dumb as hell. Why was everybody pulling Deontay Wilder meat out this morning? For what? AJ won. Then, oh man, the string of victories that Joseph Parker has way better than the string. It's like, are they really? Are they really? Especially when AJ already beat Parker. Like, make it make sense. In the string of victories, he got in the ring with Usyk. And we can act like we don't see it, but Tyson Fury been playing the hokey pokey with Usyk for quite a long time now. Usyk got some good discipline, man. Usyk is that guy. He's more mentally tough, but Usyk been playing along with the game. Because I think much like how Errol Spence had always wanted to get undisputed, he was like, man, I'm going to get this undisputed. He did what he did in Cruiserweight. He like, I'm going to get this. I can't say I'm the biggest Usyk fan either. I like his style. I recognize what he can do, but I'm just not like when it comes to certain. I was spoiled in the older heavyweight division. I like the Lennox Lewis. I love like what he could do. Like I grew up watching Tyson, and yeah, I saw how the resume was this and this and this afterwards. I like that. I don't get along with this shit that's going on now, but if him and Jake Paul, they both out there making money. They they're YouTubers and whatever, entertainers and all that. That's for them. I'm not going to talk about that shit. It's not conducive to boxing. But a lot of us will actually shit on somebody that's actually doing something that's favorable to the sport of boxing just because we got a personal grudge, and we be trying to hide it, but you just got a double standard. And I can't stand it. Like, it don't make no sense to me. It ain't nothing really going on in boxing right now. Ain't nothing really going on with boxing right now. And this really kind of show you, for everybody that want to take the time out and point out all these flaws with PBC and what they got going on, the fact that they don't have, like, yeah, they're doing the Tim Zoo stuff and they building that up and the Cruz and all that, but it ain't really no real build up to the Cruz and Rolly thing. Because everybody got their head stuck up Devin in the match, Ryan in the match. Like, that's really what's going on. So ain't nothing really going on. People wanna fall in love with the idea of the Frank and the Tank thing. And I think we got a date. It happened to be, if it's the date that they saying, it happened to be on my mother's birthday. I said, wow, that's crazy. 615. That's what they saying in Houston. I don't know. I'm just trying to, I think people want to get behind it. People want to start stirring it up. People want to start speaking on it and talking about it. I know I want to go over some of the in the ring stuff. But the fact that boxing is at a standstill and the content is so stale that people have to, resort to actually being gossip. Jay-Z once said, man, I'm not the biggest Jay-Z fan, but I can acknowledge the line. He said, man, you can't help them if you one of them. Like, you can't. If there's people out here that's gossiping, doing all that, and you supposed to have the moral high ground, and you supposed to have all the say, and you supposed to have, this mature approach and this voice of reason and all this good tutelage and mentorship and all this shit, you can't be one of them. You can't be one of them. Because now you on the table. You on the menu. Like, it's embarrassing, man. Like, now it's just embarrassing, man. Like, people got to give AJ his credit, because a lot of people are taking away from it. Oh, man, what if he would have lost? What if Deontay Wilder would have beat Joseph Parker? That'd have been a whole better question. Because I don't understand why y'all crying. I don't understand why it's a whole different double standard. When Tyson decided to fight him, people were crying about him fighting Ngannou. When AJ was fought him and beat him, knocked his ass out, now it was a problem. But what about when Wilder was trying to fight him? Getting ready to fight a 2-fight, but that was all okay, cool, because he the one who kind of opened up the worms. So who are y'all to stand over and hover and say anything about anything when it comes down to that? You don't make sense. It don't make sense, man. Boxing, it's a whole bunch of gaslighting. People in there just running their mouth, just talking just because they want to circle jerk. I told y'all, just sit around and circle jerk a certain fighter. Sit around and push a certain agenda, man. I don't have any agendas. My agenda is whoever's doing, my agenda, I'm going to tell you what it is. My agenda is to push the fighters that are actually giving the fans what they want, staying active, you know what I'm saying, and doing things that are going to help and preserve the sport. But who is that? That's these young guys. That's these young guys just coming up, that's, doing what they need to do. They're fighting who they need to fight. They're staying active. They're putting on an example. They're separating themselves from the competition. Because I always say, man, you got to catch them before them silk sheep. You got to get them before them silk. You catch a boxer on these young, hungry, these ones that have universe-given talent and skill. Meaning they were born with something special, whether it's reflexes, natural power, agility, whatever it was, speed. They got something that was given, they was born with. A crazy hand-eye coordination, superior footwork, something they was born with, and then skill, time, effort, energy, practice, training, to where they can do certain things now. And with that combined with their universe-given talent makes them special. Before they get to that bag, before they get to them silk sheets, yeah, I'm pushing them. The champions that's in the mess hall with their chest out saying, hey, man, come fight me, man. Hey, I need somebody. Hey, what's going on? What's up? Not up here just picking and choosing and refusing. Nah. Because I remember a time when I was pushing to see Wilder and Ruiz. Oh, man, Ruiz don't want nothing, man. Wilder do this. And then they gave Wilder an out. Didn't allow him to fight a guy that he sparred over 100 rounds. And then danced for joy and painted the city red because he knocked out a guy that he sparred over 100 times. They condoned the fact that he was out. Everything that Malik Scott was saying, they sopped it up with a biscuit, extra syrup. I said, hold on, you mean to tell me you inherited the hardest man, the hardest puncher ever on the planet, according to what y'all say? Why is he losing? Why is he getting knocked out? They'll knock AJ for getting knocked out by Ruiz, but then don't give him no credit for coming back and avenging it. He got in the ring with Usyk. He stayed active. He went and got tutelage from Robert. He went and got tutelage from Derek. He felt in his comfort zone. He looked more instinctual now. Oh, but because it's somebody you don't like, it don't mean nothing because his last couple performances. But nah, we'll actually act like the Lord Devin Haney. We'll actually act like he can part the Red Sea and walk on water based on a performance over Regis Prograis, who looked terrible against Zorilla. A victory he got over Lomachenko, who looked terrible against Ortiz. People even say Ortiz won. Those are his last two performances, and now he's the face of boxing. Like, stop it. Stop it. It need to be a standard, man, when we put these dudes on the scale. And why do we even care if he even fight Ryan? Why do we even care? Why? Because it's a fan that you like. It's a fan that you will take your draws off for. Yeah. You'll peel them things off to the side for him. Yeah, you would. You would. We seen you do it. Then people want to play both sides. Oh man, nah, man. You know, I seen the title this morning, like, what it say? Fake Bud and Benavidez expose fake fans. Then when you get on there and you say something about how this move with Eubanks is fraudulent, oh man, come on, man. But Bud is a good fight. Nah, it's just a fake fan. It's like, man, you need to make a point. You need to have a point. You need to pick a side and stick to one side. Damn. You can't be all 85% of the shit you on is all this. When somebody come up there and actually really try to like harpoon their ass, then you, oh, nah, man, come on, man. We got to respect. It's like, no, man. No, man. The right is right. Wrong is wrong. There's no voice of reasoning right now when it comes to boxing talk on YouTube. I'm sorry. If there is, point them out. It's a couple places you can go, but it just depends on what they're talking about. So I could not like somebody, but if they're talking about this, it's like, okay, cool. They normally keep it a buck on this because why? They don't have anything to stand. They don't have anything to gain or anything to lose when they talk about this, so they can be honest. But when you always speaking about topics where you have something to gain or something to lose, you're going to be persuaded. So you don't lose whatever it is you think you're going to lose. That shit is exhausting, man. I'm not doing it no more. I just figured that, man, somebody got to point this out, man. And, gaslighting is real, man. I know I'll be harping on it. I know I speak on it all the time. But it's because it's to remind you. It's like I see so many of them, man. Listen, I was sitting there watching the live. I watched a couple live this morning. I was sitting there. I was trying to get on. I was waiting to be called out, man. I wanted to get up there. I wanted to say, you know what I'm saying? But hey, I need that invite so you won't try to get cute. I need that invite. I say, hey, I'm a B-side. I'll be a B-side, man. Then I say, hey, man, if I sit in the contract, man, if you A-side, sit in the contract. I've been saying that, man. But like I said, man, people want to vape. They want to do hookah. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to start calling some of this shit y'all be doing the hookah lounge. Y'all don't want no real smoke, for real. When it comes to that boxing talk. I seen so many gaslighting tactics this morning, like throwing all at once. It's like, damn, I got to keep reading this shit. It keep me cool because when you see it, it's just like when in boxing, man. When you know a punch coming, When you know that thing coming, like you already know what angle, and you know, and typically since you used to seeing it over and over again, you know what velocity and what speed is coming. You already know, man. It's like, man, you see that shit coming from a mile away, man. It's the same old shit. Why? Because it's the same shit that other people do to them when they're trying to use their point. It's just okay and cool when they want to use it to put down their point. People don't stand on it. They don't stand on it. But before I come out, man, I gotta go over some things to line up what I'm saying, man. Because even if you catch this on the playback, man, this stuff helps, man. I ain't gonna lie, man, it helps. But I'm disappointed in boxing right now, man. And I see that a lot of times, man, people be saying, "Oh man, I want this. Oh man, I want that. You know, I want to do this. You know," but no, it's not. It's not. You just want to be able to pick. You just want to be able to, you know, pull off whatever you can get from the sport, however you can manipulate from the sport, whatever you can really peel off of it. You know how they say shear the sheep. You just really shearing the sheep, man. You know, you ain't gonna skin them down. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna leave them raw like them cartoons. You ain't gonna take the hide down to where you see the pores. You ain't gonna do that. But you gonna get your pound of wool. You gonna get your pound of wool. like they say boxing fans or fans of gladiator sports, they want their pound of flesh. Yeah, you're gonna get your pound. You get your pound of wool off of them. You know what I'm saying? Then skate out. What is gaslighting? Gaslighting is the action of repetitively and often brazenly lying to someone to manipulate and ultimately control them and the relationship. It could be divided into 4 different types: outright lying, manipulation of reality, scapegoating, and coercion. Manipulation, y'all want to know what manipulation of reality is right now? Manipulation of reality right now is acting like that fight with Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia is important. Because in reality, Devin said he was an underwear model. Devin said he was a YouTube sensation. Devin said he was an exhibition fighter when Tank Davis fought him, and Tank Davis already stopped him. He's not fighting as mandatory in Sandor Martin. He's not unifying with Subriel Matias. Subriel Matias is on his same label. But we already told you what that was. Rolly told you what that was, because they need a name. Instead of becoming the name, they need one. So they're always going to attach themselves to a name. And that's why they up Adrian Broner ass right now, which if y'all don't say that that's a cherry pick right now for Devin Haney, I don't know what is. And I'm about to just stop talking about him altogether. I'm about to just start anything he got coming, I'm about to just shit on it. By not saying nothing about it. That's gaslight. That's manipulation of reality. That's manipulation of reality and outright lying. Common tactics used in gaslighting: misdirection. Yeah, misdirection, getting you to talk about how great Wilder is after AJ won. Misdirection. The abuser changes the subject or redirects the conversation to confuse the victim. To confuse the victim. Y'all need to hear that again. The abuser changes the subject or redirects the conversation to confuse the victim. Minimization. The abuser downplays the victim's feelings. Like, you couldn't call in and have no pride in what AJ did. Minimization. But the title had AJ in it. Oh man, stop me when I'm lying, y'all. I ain't read one comment yet, but you know how I do. I gotta get this off, man. If you around to holler at me when I get done with this, hey, we'll holler. But I'm gonna come out in a second. The abuser downplays the victim's feelings, making them feel like their concerns are insignificant or like they're being overly sensitive. Like, you couldn't even take pride in the fact that AJ knocked this nigga out last night. You couldn't take no pride in that. You couldn't take no pride in that was really a victory for the sport of boxing. Why? Because it would stop a pattern of MMA fighters coming over here thinking that they can get with you if you really on your A game. No, but because your feelings were so hurt that your man couldn't get it up when he fought Joseph Parker, now you got to make up all these excuses and you got to take away from what AJ did. You can't just be happy for the sport of boxing. And we made them recalibrate. And then talking about, oh man, AJ didn't even do that to Parker. I mean, Wilder didn't even do that to Parker. Wilder would have do this. Wilder didn't even do that to Parker, man. He didn't even do that to Parker. He didn't. The Reed stuff is convenient to say the man wanted too much money and all this. Yeah, that was real convenient. I got to go back to the videos, but I swear that fight, I swear, I got to go back and look. I got to go check. Don't quote me, but I swear that fight was either ordered or about to get ordered. It was on the verge. I did a video. It's been so long, and I got so exhausted about thinking about it or whatever, and nobody really keeping it in the buck. But it's in the video. It's in one of the videos. So at the time, I knew what it was. But I had, sometimes you got to dump shit out your brain, man, just to preserve your brain cells. What scapegoating mean? The act of blaming a person or a group for something bad that has happened or that someone else has done. That's scapegoating of immigrants for the country's economic problems. Yeah, you know, like, yeah, man, the Saudis, man. Yeah, man, that's because of the Saudis, man. Yeah, man, I already knew them Saudis, man. Oh, no, the Saudis was great when they was giving everybody that money. Now it's getting reduced to, oh, man, just because the Europeans is doing that. Oh, man, yeah, I knew them Saudis was going to do that, man. They messing up. Look at this, man. Why? Because AJ got in there, got a bag. They knocked out Ngannou. Now it's the Saudis. Yeah, that's called scapegoating. That's called scapegoat. Yeah, bud, he would do this and that. But you know that PBC, man, they not going, you know. Yeah, scapegoating. What type of abuse is coercion? First and foremost, coercive control is a form of domestic abuse. We can support you if your abuser is perpetrating this abuse. You are not alone. Coercive control is an act or a pattern of acts of assault, threats, humiliation, intimidation that the abusers use to harm, punish, or frighten survivors. Like, yeah, I'm gonna put you in the back if you don't shut up. If you keep, man, stop it, man. Stop it, man. Y'all lame, man. How do you outsmart a gaslighter? Since this is a solution-oriented channel, I can't leave you without no solution. Here are the 8 tips for responding and taking back control. First, you got to make sure it's gaslighting. Make sure you ain't tripping. Everybody ain't gaslighting. There's some people that tell the truth. You just got to pick up on who they're telling the truth about, if they stand to gain or lose anything from it. And then you make your own assessment. Then you can say, oh, yeah, he gaslights. I remember yesterday when they were talking about Devin, he said this. But then when we were talking about Spence, he said that. But then when it comes up with Canelo, they say this. But then when they come up with Tank, they say that, you're not crazy. You're not crazy, bro. Yeah. First, you got to make sure it's gaslighting. Then take some space from the situation. Take a pause. Don't even react. Don't be emotional, knee-jerk reactions. Don't do it. Just sit back, watch, wait, listen, learn, observe. You watch most things out in nature, that's how they hunt. They sit back, watch, wait, listen, learn, observe, collect evidence. Yeah, get your ducks in a row. Have something to substantiate what you're saying, something else outside of what's going on in your mind to actually contribute to the fact that you have evidence, solid, firm evidence, logic, reasoning, some hard facts that'll let them know when you do come out that you got evidence. Then you got to speak up about the behavior. I started again, I think, man, shoot, it might be what, two and a half, maybe 2 years. That silence is consent. That's what I started changing the mantra to on this channel, man. Silence is consent, meaning if you don't say anything about it, you agree. That's why I like people who speak up, man. I've always been the type with something going on, like, hold on, man, what's going on? They be like, oh, man, I was thinking the same thing. I'll be like, well, why you ain't say nothing about it? Why I'm always in the group the one that's going to say something about it? That's why I say I was born in the right era, man. They would have four horseman me, man. If you know what I'm talking about, they would have put me on the 4 horses, man. Rip me apart, man. I feel like they be doing it online. For real. Remain confident in your version of the events. Confidence, man. Just like with these fighters, man, you can have all the skill in the world. Like AJ, he had all of the skill in the world. People say, oh, he too robotic. But when you can see that when he's confident, he go in there and do his thing. It's just like you could say for his nemesis Wilder. When Wilder is confident, he believe, and he ain't thinking the way Malik have him doing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and missed it. 1 and 2 and but when he's confident, he go in there and he throw that motherfucking right hand. It's good night, Irene. Remain confident in your version of events. Number 6, focus on self-care. Like, take care of yourself, man. Don't worry about these people and how they think and what they feel and what, you know what I'm saying, how they see you and how they value you or whatever. Because one minute they'll kick you off, call you all kind of dumb shit and tell you the worst thing on, and they be crying for you to come back the next day, man. These niggas is crazy. Crazy. I know I ain't monetizing this one. Oh, I said, oh man, if it's gonna be like that, and I gotta edit myself, and people, they found different way. Even when I had the clean version, even when I was policing up the language, yeah, my monetization was getting fucked with. So it's either somebody fucking with me, or my monetization. So I'm like, hey man, I might as well be able to speak the way I speak. Let the chips fall where they may. I'm gonna get paid anyway. You know what I'm saying? I get paid anyway, so I don't care. Maybe I won't monetize this, because even if I do, it's gonna be partial or limited or whatever kind of games they be playing. Focus on yourself, man. Focus on yourself. After you focus on yourself, then you involve others. So after you got it all down packed, all concrete, run it by somebody. Run it by somebody. That's why it's important not to have so many yes men. Not to have so many yes men. That's why if I get all head over heels about something, I'll be like, yeah, man, that sounds good. I'll be like, nah, let me run this by my lady first. And I'll be like, oh, yep, you right. Yep, babe, yep, you right. Yep, okay. Or she be like, oh, I'm like, okay, so I am on, yeah, you want, yeah, okay. So then you know, run it by somebody, involve somebody else. And if all else fails, seek professional support. I'm not gonna call myself a professional. I'm not gonna call myself a professional, but I got your back, homie. I'ma stand in the gap, homie. You ain't never lonely. How do gaslighters argue? Other techniques gaslighters might use include lying, by hiding or changing information, projecting their own negative actions, faults, and or shortcomings onto the victim, accusing the victim of being mentally ill or crazy, like them calling you crazy. And when they crazy, like they certified crazy, paperwork, but you crazy, right? Constantly bringing attention to and belittling a victim for their weaknesses and sidetracking. Like, yeah, man, being like little kids. Oh man, yeah, that day, remember you tripped out? We was going over the stairs after graduation. Man, shut that shit up. It happens. It's like people get hit, drop, knocked down, whatever in boxing. They take losses. You know what I'm saying? But we pick, choose, and refuse when a loss is valid. When a loss means anything, then it's who you lost to, and it's, you don't want to take the circumstances as to who that person was when you got the victory over them, and all kind of crazy stuff. What's up? Told y'all now my lighting want to act all funny and silly, but I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I've been trying to relax because ain't nothing been going on, man. Ain't nothing been going on in boxing, man. There's some things that's going on in boxing, man, but like, man, it's not enough. Sometimes it's not enough really to just go by and get everything through, man. There's some stuff going on. We got the law firm of Hitchens and Pacheco getting ready to come on. You know what I'm saying? That they getting ready to come up. They getting ready to have a fight. Oh shoot, my other little guy, Ray Ford, he just did his thing. There's some things coming up, but I think some announcements need to be made. And it's just not enough, man. It's not enough stuff. It's not enough good things or things that's preserving the sport without getting into, like, without coming up against the powers that be and having a bunch of minions just pollute everything. You know what I'm saying? Boxing is weird, y'all, man. I think I was talking to somebody, man. I think I was talking to Koki. I think when he came up here, we were just talking about how it's kind of weird being a boxing fan now, man. It's like we entering some weird times now, man. We enter some weird times, like where people can actually, they'll really try to tell you what you saw, what your eyeballs physically saw in a fight now. Physically saw. The latest thing is this whole AJ fight was fixed. Oh man, that was fixed. Well, was it fixed when Hellenius went down, man? It wasn't. That wasn't fixed. Oh, okay. You wouldn't happen to be a Wilder fan, would you? Oh, you are. Oh, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Oh man, I'm in the comments now, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, man. I just had to take that time, man. I had to take that time. Y'all. Y'all know how I did. Y'all know how I do it. It's 110. What is it right now? It's 110. Dang, 1218. That's a long time ago. So Melazar was in here. Salute, body work. Salute. I'm gonna go through them as quick as I can. Those KOs was freaking impressive. Yup. Joshua proved how weak Fury is. You mean Derrick James with the body attack? Okay, just saying. Yeah, okay, CJ, thank you. Now, Heriberto Alvarado, body work with the flame emojis. Blessings, my brother. The body work time boxing. Hector Tapia, salute. Body work, salute Cookie Monster. Usyk got saved by the referee versus Parker. Jake Paul isn't fighting for a world title like Ngannou versus Fury. What's popping, my bro? Body work. I love that energy y'all give me, man. That's why I come out here, man. I come out here just for y'all because I be like, man, what about them dudes who just want to come and just talk some boxing, man, and have some logic and be able to be themselves? Like, it's not many places where you can really do that. And I ain't gonna lie, man. There's a couple places I go when I want to get away from doing my own thing, but it ain't really a lot. Unless they talking about certain people, like I said, it's hard, man. That's why I like, man, let me at least give them a place where they can kind of see or hear something different to where it's like, were you looking at it like that too? Or am I just tripping? Or is it just me? Or is it just you? People talk because they got a mouth. Shaking my head. Exactly. Salute, brother. Bronx OG, salute. Champion Sports Boxing back. Salute. I love my people show up, man. Congrats to AJ. Very impressive. You got to be able to give credit where credit is due. People hate to hate. They were saying AJ was going to get knocked out. It's like, see? This is why we having the meeting. This is why we're having the meeting, because that's what they were saying. It was, oh, he gonna get knocked out. Then after that, oh, it was fixed. He ain't had no business fighting him. He 0-1. But where was you at when Wilder was getting ready to fight him before he even fought Fury? Man, I hate promotional gangbanging, man. Neither PBC or the Zone want to lose money with Canalito. That's right. They man, he out there, man. He out there selling that tail, boy. Canelo, I thought Ngannou had a chance because of his performance against Fat Loser Fury. It wasn't hate. Oh, I thought he had a chance. remember when we was in here? Because I said, man, yeah, I hope AJ do his thing. I said, now, Ngannou got a chance. I thought he had a chance, but like I wasn't going around saying he was going to knock the man out and all that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, you should have known Ngannou because he's a competitor. And he can punch. And if AJ was slipping on his pimping, Ngannou would have lit that fuse. That just didn't happen. As a boxing fan, I really wanted to see AJ versus Wilder, but now Wilder decided to become a slick boxer instead of a power puncher, stuck to what made you great. It's the training, man. It's the training, man. You can't get nobody that you knocked out before to be your trainer. And everybody went along with that. And then all this philosophical stuff and all this love talk. I don't know if they in love or they got a train. I don't know what they are, man. I'm never hear, yeah, brothers and family and stuff like that, like close people. Like, yeah, you kind of hear that, but there's too much love in the air for me. Already was like, hey, man, that's too lovey-dovey over there, man. You need somebody like Kevin Cunningham that's gonna be like, hey, man, we about to run. You know what I'm saying? Be ready, or get your shit together. Let's go. Like, you need the disciplinarian. You don't need somebody where you can be like, I don't feel like it today. They're gonna be like, all right, then what we doing then? We going to the mall? No, we gonna do some road work. If we gonna go to the mall, we gonna run there and run back. How about that? You know what I'm saying? That's been going on. Nobody want to keep it 100. After AJ performance, my eyes on how garbage Fury is. He's been overhyped, Melazar. Melazar, I said it back when he beat Wilder. I said, man, just because Tyson Fury beat, I have the videos to show. Don't make me do it way back Wednesdays when I was actually saying this. I got it way back Wednesdays. If I do it on Thursday, it'll be a throwback Thursday or it'll be a flashback Friday. Shoot, I might have one for Saturday, a since when Saturdays. I got videos where I was basically saying, let's not act like Tyson Fury is all that in a bag of chips because he beat Deontay Wilder. I even heard today where Deontay Wilder was never like almost the same thing. They kind of try to say the same thing about Tank, how he be losing rounds right before the knockout and all that. I heard somebody try to word as though that Deontay Wilder don't even really be losing before he come out with that boom. Like man, I don't know, man. Gaslighting. That's why if you don't go past, if you don't listen to the definition section and the reality of what I'm actually saying in the definition, not my words, the book, the manuscript, on this gaslighting, like if you don't listen to that, what I'm saying ain't gonna make sense. But I said we can't act like Tyson Fury is the baddest man on the planet because he beat Deontay Wilder, man. And the example I give all the time is we grew up fighting in my neighborhood. Like we fight, like we playing basketball, fighting, football, fighting, going to the swimming pool, fighting. You know what I'm saying? Whatever we was doing, like some playing tag, somebody get too rough, and you know what I'm saying? This and that. We grew up fighting, and we already knew there was some people that just had the one hit a quitter. And the rule of thumb was, if that's all you got, you can hit me with everything else, just not that. So growing up, people learn how to deal with people with that big ass power. Now, if it land, it might be a wrap. You just can't let that land. So we never really perceived anybody like that as a world threat. I had always say, I said, man, somebody I would say somebody with the style. Somebody kind of like with the style. Like if I look at the 168 division, the reason why I see Diego Pacheco being so dangerous is because of the style. Meaning if he stick to the style of fighting that he has, where he uses his distance, he knows how to go to the body, he goes up top, you know what I'm saying? But he boxes, he measures, he uses his jab, he fights off, he throws combinations. That's a very hard style to beat. You're not just waiting on this man because the people will try to act like Tank is the same way, like, oh, he just want to land that left. Like, no. Tank can clean you out with a right hook. Tank can clean you out with a left up. For real, if you coming in the wrong way and he time it right, he could probably put you out with a jab. If he wanted to. He's skilled, meaning he knows how to set it up. And I'm not saying that he ain't never set it up, but we're not going to deny the fact that that man made a living off of somehow, some way landing that bomb. And I think that his fans are still staring him down the wrong path because they still have that same mentality to this day. Like they still wouldn't let him get in there with Ngannou right now after that, thinking that all he got to do is land that right. Those are the wrong people, the wrong fans to have behind you. You got the wrong coach for what you got. Those are the wrong fans. You can't rely on that no more. People are on to that. And when you're not letting your hands go, they're going to piece you up. And if you're dealing with somebody that had any more power, I even heard somebody say that Joseph Parker didn't even hurt Deontay Wilder in the last fight. I said, man, it's hard to support these guys, man. But because they're there all the time. They're always available. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know, man. Premium ain't always available, man. Some of the good stuff, it ain't there whenever you want it. It ain't there all the time. It ain't there. Sometimes it's not available. Michelle Rivera turned down the fight against Subriel. He said that he's worth more than Subriel. Yeah. The WBC had Ngannou ranked number 10. I had AJ winning. I'm not a hypocrite. Exactly. You're not. This was WBC fault. You're not. If AJ lost, I'll still ride. That's how it is. Like with Spence. Spence lost, I still ride with Spence. That's my guy. I'm not gonna be out here. What can I talk about with Spence right now? I hope he come back, and I hope he make this move, and I hope he make that move. What can I talk about with him? It ain't nothing to talk about. He ain't no information on him. I still ride with Spence. I still ride with Regis. I still ride with Jamel Charlo. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't nothing to talk about. They're not giving me anything that relates to me, like I said, growing or pushing the sport forward or something related to us seeing them fight again. So it's nothing really to talk about. It's nothing really to talk about. But I still ride with a fight if they lose, man. Losing is not everything. Now, how you lose, the effort you gave, yeah, we're gonna critique it. We're gonna critique it. We're gonna break it down. We're gonna say whether or not you shirked your responsibilities on doing this and doing that, or how sloppy you was, or if you looked lethargic, or if your conditioning was off, or you didn't listen to your tutelage. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I noticed the same people that were like that actually didn't like Derrick James, but now that he got Ryan, it's people that are still speaking that same stuff because he got Derrick James. So it was people that hated AJ, people that hated Earl, but since Derrick was working with AJ, they hated the whole situation. So it was a lose-lose either way because Derrick was in the equation. If they like AJ, it's like, oh, nah, now he working with Derrick. It's like, oh yeah, Derrick cool, I just don't like AJ. So I just can't. People pick, choose, and refuse as to how they do that, y'all. And I see it all the time. You just gotta be able to notice it. And that way you won't even waste your breath with the conversation. You gotta ride for your fighter, rains through the snow. Now, if your fighter go out there and do something like Colbert did against Hector, when he didn't want to fight, he didn't, you know what I'm saying? We don't condone that, like quitting. We don't condone that. You know what I'm saying? We don't condone that, but like, we're gonna ride with our people, man, regardless. We're gonna ride with them. We're just gonna be honest about what we're seeing and what they're doing. AJ had to prove how on top of the game he is. And I think he's done a significant job at doing that. Wild in his chicken legs. That's funny. Michelle Rivera is trash. He's not worth anything. He got destroyed by Martin. Matias would give him a worse beating. I seen that interview with his father talking real spicy, man. His father talking real spicy, man. I think it got cleaned up to where he was trying to make it seem like they were putting Dominican against Dominican or something like that, and how he knew his son would beat Sabril, and how Sabril can only fight on the inside. He can fight. I had a guy to train. I'm working on it, y'all. I'm working. I'm doing my homework. I'm doing my homework. I watched the interview. I seen it. I had it translated. I watched it a couple times. I'm looking, and I'm like, okay, even check with my man and see if I interpreted it right. He said, yeah. You know what I'm saying? He said, I pretty much interpreted it right for the most part. Fury is not beating this AJ. Usyk fight, a different story. Usyk can make adjustments. And just like sometimes, like I think why Tyson was a problem for a lot of guys. If you look at AJ, he had a problem with Ruiz, right? He had a problem with Ruiz. And he had a problem with Usyk. Those guys are significantly shorter. You know what I'm saying? With I would say definitely AJ definitely got more speed. But the shorter guys with speed, that's why I be saying Tank be giving these guys more of a problem too. I know me personally growing up, when you fight somebody that's shorter that can get up underneath you, man, it's trickier than somebody that's like right there. It's like, no, if you big or you're there, it's more to hit, it's more to see. When somebody's small, they can get up under you. It's always been tougher for me anyway. So I think that when you look at the track record, if you not just being biased, not just being, but if you're looking critically, those shorter, faster guys, you know what I'm saying, with decent foot movement, those are the guys that kind of give AJ the most problems. Think about it. You know what I'm saying? But we can't give honest assessments anymore. You know what I'm saying? We don't really do those anymore. Negrassi, good job, AJ. Yeah. Give that man his credit. Fury put boxing in the gutters. AJ had to come and clean up the mess. I feel like, man, I'm looking at like I'm kind of glad AJ did that, man, because boxing was about to be in a weird place. Like, think about the Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley was thinking about coming over and doing something like, man, y'all about to start another trend. We already got to deal with the Jake Paul, and now everybody trying to, you about to start a whole nother trend. Y'all getting ready to create an uptick on this thing that really don't. We need to, you know what I'm saying? We need to starve this. But I'm glad AJ was able to get a bag. Ngannou will be all right. I heard he got a king's ransom for that. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be all right. If he want to go lay down somewhere, he ain't gonna be eating out of no trash can anytime soon. Trust me. MMA needs to stay in LA. That's how I like it. I used to try to kind of flirt and go catch one every now and again, but it's like, nah, I'm boxing monogamous, man. I'm boxing monogamous. I'm not boxer monogamous. You know what I'm saying? Parker prove a lot of heart last night. Yeah. Pop, salute, man. Hope you get better, man. Hope you get better. I know what that feeling like, man. Cocaine. Body work. Yeah. That's what I was saying, man. Cause that's not that version of Lipinets. I seen Lipinets. They might have got Lipinets, man. I don't know what was going on, man, with Lipinets. I think he might have been injured or something. Stay ready. That AJ always working. Champ Sports Boxing. They fear Matias. They do, man. That's embarrassing to me. It's like, why you always on the Puerto Rico side? Why you pushing him? I'm like, man, he don't. Can we get this man to fight? Doing what he doing, this man could have been from China doing what he doing. I like at the level and me knowing the history, I'll be pushing him up too. If it was Sabril Mi Ling, I'll be like, hey man, we got to get Sabril Mi Ling a fight. You know what I'm saying? This man he in the mess hall with his chest like that. It's not subjective to a region or where somebody from, man. We got to get out of that because there's a lot of bias. That's why a lot of people never really gave AJ his credit and all this. We know that across the pond, when you have the Lennox Lewis, you got the greats across the pond, but boxing is not just here in the United States, man. It's everywhere. And we know across the pond, traditionally, or here recently, we know they've been having a tough time, especially the people from over there in England when it comes to the Latino fighters. We know that. You know what I'm saying? We know that. But like, I think people get caught up in that too. And they don't really look at the fighters. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at the fighters and look at, the different fights and opponents and how he handled that opponent. It's some good talent everywhere, man. But I think people get, they assume things and they make opinions and they look at everything kind of skewed. They put out false information or they be biased about things because they're not looking at the whole picture. They have an agenda. Some of them call themselves stand on code, even though when it comes to stand on code, they tend to break it whenever they want to, for whatever reason they want to. Eat the AJ ain't beating Cocaine. Salute, chat. Yeah, man. I'm very disappointed in the non-news for Matias. Never opponents. Just soft rumors, nothing solid. Yeah, man. I've been waiting. Facts. This guy want to play both sides of the street. Anthony Joshua knocked out on Ngannou was devastating. Ngannou was a tough guy, but they usually suspend your license for a year when you get knocked out like that. Ngannou should take a year off. He got all the bread to do it. Anthony straight cracked him. Or maybe he might want to go back to, his version of whatever it is. Like he was the guy in MMA. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he want to go back to his strong suit. You know what I'm saying? He did kind of go up to the top of the totem pole. As far as, when we look at everything overall and who got the clout versus the opponents and the history, he went straight for the top of the totem pole, man. So you can say, oh, man, he 0-2, but you can really say he 1-1. You know what I'm saying? Just he got knocked out on the second one. You know what I'm saying? You can look at it a couple different ways depending on how you look at it. But, yeah, he might need to go get some rest. Anthony straight cracked him down the middle. Perfect right. Ngannou learned the hard way. He learned the hard way. Elvis Rodriguez is a duck. Did he duck? Cokie? We are still looking for the goose for Matias. Yeah. We got to get that man an opponent, man. Elvis is a nice kid, but he openly admitted he ducked Matias. On Mill City. This getting whacked. Hey, Cokie, man. I don't want to pull your leg, but if you ain't busy, man, you might want to get up here and break that down real quick, man. I ain't gonna keep you, you know what I'm saying? But if you can elaborate and bring everybody up to speed on what happened, Let me know. This dude do more talking and fighting, crazy stuff. Yeah. When Matias beats Haney and Tiafimo, all the excuses will come. I don't think they're gonna get in the ring with him, champion sports boxing. I don't think they're gonna get in there with him. I know I'm more than willing to say Devin ain't. Devin looking to fight Adrian Broner, man. Devin looking to fight Adrian Broner, man. And I got love for Adrian Broner, man. But at this time and in this venture and at this juncture, it's just a name. He's not a legacy. Like, he's showing that he's not a legacy fighter. All that legacy stuff was just, I mean, your legacy. First of all, we shouldn't even be talking about legacy for real, for real. We should be talking about championships and all that. Championships or you fighting the best competition. Because now somebody having, remember, Rolly had a belt. Rolly got a belt coming off a knockout loss, and he also got a gift stoppage by Tony Weeks when Barroso was putting the boom ping pow, the Beats by Dre down on him. So having a belt and doing all this, people pick and choose when they want to call it legacy. We know when you're fighting who you should be fighting and who you shouldn't be fighting. Good competition versus bad competition, activity, when you fought them, timing. We got to look at all that and then decide when you hang up the gloves what your legacy is. Not right now, because I already said, the walking Hall of Famers is what's killing boxing, man. Oh, man, he can do that. Oh, yeah, man. He going up there to fight Chris Eubanks. Yeah, man, he can fight Eubanks. No Benavidez, though. But want to be compared to Floyd. Floyd came out and said, hey, man, you could do this and that. People, oh, man, Floyd shouldn't be able to dictate. No, Floyd should not be able to dictate. Floyd shouldn't be able to dictate what he does with his career. But Floyd made a good point. Floyd said either either Boots or Benavidez. If it's Benavidez, do Benavidez to get the Canelo. Why not? You talking about names? You talking about legacy? Yeah, if that's what you would. But no, they say, oh, man, he can go up and do Eubanks, man. Yeah, man, Eubanks, man. Yeah, man, that's a good fight, man. No. You got an agenda, homie. You got an agenda. When Matias beats Haney, Bill going to accuse Matias of using plaster. Damn. I think AJ revived his career because it was tough for him. I think he did. Like, we got to look at the last couple performances. He got back with Franklin. He got Hellenius. He got Brolin. Then he did Ngannou. You got to think that Fury and Usyk, they've been playing do-si-do and ring around the roses for a little while now. And in all actuality, Du Bois, Triple D, really stopped Usyk. We're not going to talk about that, though. That's the policy. Triple D really upset the apple cart. That fight should have been over. That was a legit, legal body shot doing that body work. But because of politics and they know all the money and the history and Tyson and Usyk doing their thing, they let Usyk, they said that was a low blow. That's really what messed it up. We should have known something was wrong with boxing then. So when you really look at it, see, having a loss to Du Bois at that point in time and him getting them straps at that point in time wouldn't have been conducive to the sport or to the business of boxing. All the people that move all these people around that control all of the money wouldn't have been conducive. So they didn't render that judgment. So then the fight goes on, and then, you know, people say Du Bois quit or however you want to put it. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of demoralizing knowing that I just stopped this dude to the body and y'all gonna say that was illegal. I'd have been pissed off. But when I look at what AJ's been doing, you know, Usyk's recent history, Tyson Fury recent history, it's starting to become a little bit more competitive and some more names are starting to do their thing. You know what I'm saying? We got question marks around, you know, Jared Anderson. We know Frank Sanchez is there, Sasquatch lurking, waiting in the wind. We got a Jogbe moving up. Joseph Parker's, you know, he's rounding out, doing, you know, what he needs to do. There's some key players in the game now. It's starting to become really like, you know, it's getting there. It's getting there. But people don't want to be real. They got agendas to paint, so they can't keep it a buck on everybody. They can't. AJ has revived his career. That is a fact. He has. AJ fighting his way to get a shot at Usyk, and if he beats Usyk, that's a Hall of Fame career, in my opinion. Y'all too real, man. Y'all keep it too real. That's gonna be tough though. But respect to AJ for being active the last 11. Yeah, active. He's giving his fans something to see. You know, he doing what he needed to do. He didn't get the knockdown or the stoppage against Franklin. You know what I'm saying? And Franklin can box. Wilder one-trick pony. We've been saying that. AJ did what he was supposed to do. Yep. I hate Zhang's style. I was surprised Zhang didn't put down that bang bang. Zhang is too slow. That's what I was saying, man. Zhang is too slow. It's like he too slow, but then when he let it go, he know how to. I'm like you, win, lose, or draw. I'm like that in all sports until the wheels fall off. That's right. Michelle father gaslighting his son. Oh, Michelle Rivera. Yeah, Michelle father gaslighting his son. Yeah. I just want to see these fight. LOL. I want to see him too. In boxing, wins and losses is okay. Boxers without undefeated record. Yeah, that stuff is starting to really change. People want to be perceived as being, you know, unbeatable because they never lost. It's like, well, you never really exposed yourself. It's a man that went undisputed and never fought with any disadvantages. If that's not eye opener, you've never had a disadvantage going into a fight and you got undisputed. What does that say about your competition? I can't put that undisputed up next to the undisputed that Jermell Charlo went through. Granted, Jermell Charlo lost and had a draw in his run to get undisputed. Granted, that happened, but I respect that run for undisputed where you had to go through the whole gauntlet other than you getting handed a belt and then fighting this one guy to get them all. And you have all the advantages on your road to undisputed. How do we gauge? How do we judge? It's like that sometimes. I be catching bits and pieces of Dante's boxing, and sometimes I question if this boxing channel or what, because he talks more about exactly. And then it'll be something positive 1 minute, and you like, okay, they on it, and then the next video you see, you be like, are y'all trying to start a war? And that's why I don't really watch the news either, man, because that RACE baiting, you know what I'm saying? I don't like that, man. I don't have no tolerance for that. Some of this channel are way too focused on races and skin color instead of boxing. That's what I be saying. We back. What's good? Body work. Salute. Ken Wall, Delamini. Drop the link for what? Benavidez is nice. One of my favorite fighters. Drop the link for what, Ken? Negotiations are underway with Liam Powell for the fight with Matias, expected to be real. No mas tears. So what did I say? What did I say? Was this a little bit of misdirection? Did I say was this a little bit of misdirection? Because I said, how can y'all agree 90% and then it all fall down? But y'all didn't agree on the money? Remember when I said, is that misdirection? I don't know if you see that. I think I said that a couple times, Hector. Was that misdirect? I hope that go through for him, man. That's what we were at originally when we said target confirmed. We had a target confirmed. Now we need a fight confirmed. I want to see Dubois again. Dubois is developing too. Where you heard that at? Elvis Rodriguez said he wants more than what Matias offered. Matias offered $80K to Elvis Rodriguez plus the IBF title. Elvis said that offer is too low. $80K? $80K? $80K, man. Like what? Elvis' excuse on Mill City, he needs money. But $80K? I mean, I don't like to look at another man's numbers, but man, like, man, I might, hey, listen, man, I mean, I might need more than $80K. I might need more than $80K to get in there with him too, though. I might need a little bit more than $80K to get in there with him too now. I mean, I don't know what he used to making. Man, I mean, he ain't making. I don't know, man. That sound, man, Eddie, man. What kind of deal is that y'all got, man? What kind of deal is that, man? I prefer Paro for Matias. He undefeated, and that's what Matias wants to take the O. I don't know what kind of deal is that, y'all. I have to go back and check it later. A lot of casual fans know Liam Paro, but they don't know Michelle Rivera. I don't know, y'all. Put in the chat, man. Hey, in the chat, man, if you still here, man, is 80K enough? Is 80K enough to get in the ring with Subriel, man, if you was Elvis? Is that enough, though? I ain't gonna lie, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, say yes or no in the chat, man. Is 80K, is that enough, man? Michelle Rivera doesn't worth more than 100K. To fight Matias, they should offer more. And hey, man, I'm not gonna lie, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Is that enough, y'all? Hey, we got champ sports boxing, man. No, it's not enough to fight Matias. That's a dangerous fighter. No, that's what I'm saying, y'all. That's what I'm saying, man. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, ooh, I'm like, ooh. But that's an Eddie, like, whoever holding the purse strings, man. That's something that whoever holding the purse strings, man. That's might have to start looking at everything differently, man, on how, because I don't know what he made. I know typically if you win, if you keep winning, I know when you lose, your pay might take a little dip. But if you're winning and you're doing your thing, and you know, I thought it was like a step ladder. But Michelle Rivera isn't Regis program. At least 500. Wow. I mean, when you think about the severity and the damage that a man can do, I mean, that might be a can of worms, man, that I don't know, man. The lid, they popped the lid off that can of worms, man. I don't know. I gotta go back and try to see. Even though I try not to get off into the pay and stuff like that, man. That's not none of my business, man. I just know that it's dangerous. You know what I'm saying? How did Devin become undisputed? First, he got the WBC emailed to him, and then he fought the worst unified champion of all time, Kambosos' one-hit wonder. We know the history, but you know, yeah, that's the history. I still want Regis. I want to hear from Regis, champ. Like, have you seen or heard anything from Regis? Because I still hadn't really seen much for him, man. I don't know. I don't know if I'm blocked. I don't know if he got me blocked, even though I was one of the main people supporting him and all that. I don't know if I'm blocked or I'm hidden. I was pumping that fight. I was one of the only ones cheerleading for Regis, man. Because nobody else was on him, you know what I'm saying? 100K top plus the chance of being a world champion. What else? I mean, I guess it depends on how much the budget was, man. But I would think that whenever you got somebody with the talent and the skill that Matias has, and how durable he is, and how devastating of a puncher he is, I would think that you would have it mapped out if you're going to need to line up opponents for him that he can actually fight, that you can afford. Because remember the other day when I did that Rolly, when I did the You Can Learn a Lot from a Dummy, and I was talking about how one of the biggest problems when it came down to Devin and them was that Devin and them was proclaiming that they was getting all this money. Well, when there's a budget, not only just the money you get, because the same thing was happening to Bud. If you're taking the whole almost like 80-90% of the pot, and you only leaving like a breadcrumb for somebody else, like, people ain't gonna get in there, man, to get hit upside their head, get possibly paralyzed or, you know what I'm saying, brain damage. You done retired 5 people. So I'm thinking that whatever the budget was or the pot was for these fights, you would actually have it marked and kind of know in general what you would have to pay an opponent to actually get in there, reasonable for him actually getting in there. I don't know, because I don't know what he's previously made. Because just like the whole Frank thing, they said Frank had made 250. Don't quote me. They said Frank had made 250. And so when Shakur came along and said a cool meal, I'm like, well, cool. I mean, that's 4 times. You can't argue with 4 times. Like at my job, if they start paying me 4 times what I make, you know what I'm saying? Like they wouldn't pay me. They wouldn't pay me 4 times what I make at my job. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't. So I wouldn't, you know, I couldn't knock somebody saying, all right, well, you about to make 4 times that. And then they say, oh man, but after tax, but whatever, taxes is taxes. You know what I'm saying? Taxes is taxes when you making, you know what I'm saying, 250. Taxes is taxes when you making, well, even though it is a little different because you're making more money, but still, taxes are taxes. They are taxes. But normally it's based on what you made before, and you know, so I don't know, man. I don't know if he felt like that wasn't worth, you know what I'm saying, putting his life on the line against. If he felt like it wasn't worth putting his life on the line against the Brill, man, I don't know how far that'll stretch, you know what I'm saying, in the Dominican Republic, you know, or if that'll cover insurance or health. Like, I don't know, man. That's a good thing, man. That's homework for me to do now. I got homework to do now. I didn't know that. Isn't like Michelle Rivera is an elite boxer. How many views Rivera will bring? I think we talking about Rivera. So somebody talking about Rivera and somebody talking about Elvis. Elvis can negotiate to 100K. He made 40K his last fight with Nippon. Okay. So that's context, Koki. That's context, Koki. That makes sense. Now if that number was 40, so he's giving you 2.5. What you just made. So now we got and a title shot. Now we have context. That makes sense now. That makes sense. Keeping it real is not. I gotta be unbiased. Is 80 plus a title shot. Rivera getting a title shot is the bonus. Okay. We are not talking about mega fight MSG or Las Vegas. Okay. We are talking about a boxing match in Puerto Rico. Okay. I got y'all. Sabril wants a homecoming fight, so we have to give the opponent more money. Plus, it's a dangerous fight. So I think, if you say 40, if he made 40 the last time, and that's because 100 is 2.5 times 40. So that's 2.5 plus a title shot. So if you look at it like that, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking, he giving you 2.5 what you made plus, you know what I'm saying? It's a shot. It's a title shot. Elvis Rodriguez and Michelle Rivera are the 2 Dominican in the line. Yeah, I think that's what his pops was saying. Like he felt like Subriel had made, you know, the Dominicans, you know, pick against each other or go at it or whatever. I don't know. Some of it, I think because of the emotion and like, just like in I guess here, like we have little cats for it, but the way he was saying it and how it was interpreted, you know what I'm saying? What you say, Koki? Yo, my bad. I had a brain fart. I'll call Michelle Rivera, Elvis Rodriguez. But okay. So now we got it. Okay, so we talking about Michelle Rivera. Okay, now there we go. Okay, so now we're talking about Michelle Rivera the whole time. So he made 40 the last fight. Okay. it happens. I had a brain fart in one of my videos when I listened to the playback. I said, dang, I didn't mean to say Fulton. I meant to say Figueroa. You know, I was talking about anyway, and how when at the time when Fulton fought Brandon Figueroa, Figueroa was the most hit boxer in boxing. Figueroa was, but I said Fulton. It's like I can't go back and change that, but I said Fulton, and I meant Figueroa. Brain farts happen. Man. I wouldn't put that jacket on Fulton, on Cool Boy, man. I wouldn't put that jacket on him like that. Yeah, Sabril need to get a good one in on his native soil in front of his people, but it also has to be a worthy opponent. Sabril was on IG, I think, and he was telling Michelle that he had to get away from his pop. Sometimes, man, we're seeing the trend with that, man. These dads, and I mean, it's good to get them there and, you know, to get them to that level because they got them in the conversation. But it's like, ooh, it can be. We've seen cases, man. We're seeing cases. We're starting to see it more and more with the father-son combination. It's a good thing to see, but it can be toxic because there's so much love and so much emotion and even money on the line. You know what I'm saying? That's money for the father. That's bread. So they, you know, he might go hard like that might be how he would run it for himself. Maybe that's not how his son want to run things, you know? I don't know, man. But man, I want to put something out here, man, and his pops cost him the fight versus Martin. Fathers sometimes are toxic. I wanted to put something out here, man, because the conversation around boxing need to change, man. It's kind of hard because everybody got their own point and everybody want to be tough and everybody want to show that they're creative in their own way, or they want to put themselves at a certain level and be, you know, perceived as something. Whatever it is, they're trying to do it, but it's not good for the sport. With what we're seeing, some of the trends in boxing, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't Elvis that fought Lipinets, it was Rivera. I don't want people to get confused. Oh yeah, that's why, but that's why I was kind of flip-flopping. I said, hold on. I was thinking like, yeah, because Elvis, Lipinets fought Michelle Rivera, and that version of Lipinets, I don't know what version of Lipinets that was. Facts. I saw it. Pacheco and Hitchens are fighting soon on the same card. Yeah, those are my guys. I got a lot. That's where I'm hitching my wagon I'm hitching my wagons to Pacheco, man. I'm hitching my wagon to Pacheco, man. I think that man, with his size, the way he fight, you know, his mentality. I think he just had a little baby. He married, got a little baby. He matured. I mean, he fighting for the namesake now. He fighting for his namesake. And again, for that guy, he don't fight like, not that I don't like Benavidez, but he's not like a high volume guy like that. He's really like he's one of the tallest, longest like boxers that can actually box, that actually use his range. You know what I'm saying? Uses distance, fights off his jab, body work. You know what I'm saying? Combinations. He's clean. He's smooth with it, man. So I'm hitching my trailer to that wagon. You know what I'm saying? To the Pacheco wagon. I've been looking at him fight for a little. I've been tracking him for a couple years now, man. And I'm excited about him. That's why I was calling it the law firm with Hitchens and Pacheco. I'm looking for Hitchens to do his thing. I mean, I want to see what he do with this puncher. You know, maybe he's using it to prepare himself to get in there with Subriel. I'm just glad that, yeah, he might have took another route around Subriel, but he got somebody on the plate now that ain't nothing really to shake a stick at. You know what I'm saying? Dude got a shot. He's going to be trying to knock his head off. It's how, you know, Hitchens going to have to show another level. You're going to have to show that he can be elusive, that he can neutralize it. And if he can, you know, stop him or knock him down, I like it. So Melazar, you got Limos, you got Gustavo. Yeah, I think you were high on Gustavo last time we talked about it. Saying that he's more than just a brute puncher, right? You were saying he actually got some skills to pay the bills, huh? Gustavo is pretty nasty KO artist. Yeah. I like them ones that embrace being a KO artist too, because nowadays in boxing they'll try to make it seem like, oh man, he just a knockout artist. So okay, well put your classical boxer or whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to call it, put him in there with this guy that identifies as a knockout artist, and let's see what happens. These dads end up being their downfall. Remember Danny Garcia? Yep. Danny got lazy and didn't add anything else to his game besides wanting to land the left hook. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, I like Danny, man. I always like Danny Garcia, but I think it was the silk sheets, man. I'm telling you, man, it's the silk sheets, man. Because Breadman, I call him the EF Hutton, Stephen Breadman Edwards. He was talking about, his whole thing with Julian J. Rock Williams. He said, he was around J. Rock, and he said he kind of saw a change. He said, man, he could see how he was before, and then when the bread started coming and the note, like the belt, like all that stuff, he didn't go as hard. He didn't go. He wasn't going. But I think it probably would be kind of hard. See, my work is different. I might have to get up on the ladder, get up on the roof. I do some stuff. I'll be up on some sites. I could send some pictures right now of some things that I saw yesterday. I was on the roof yesterday. I should upload it. I'm gonna do it towards the end so y'all can see what kind of stuff I'll be doing. I'm gonna send these pictures to myself, and I'm gonna show them right before I get off here when we have some downtime. I'm gonna show these pictures when I was up on this roof. I might have to do stuff like that, but if I had to get up and go see somebody who done retired like five fighters, beat 5 undefeated fighters and then sent one up, and I'm in here eating steak and lobster and laying on some silk sheets, it might be a little bit hard to sit up. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. It might be a little bit hard. You know what I'm saying? It's a little comic relief, but yeah, man. I mean, I think we got to catch him before the silk sheets, man. Before the silk sheets, man. I think that's what happened with Danny a little bit. And his family is successful, man. He was doing. I'm proud of Danny because Danny was smart. Danny got real estate. His sisters are successful. I think he trying to rap or do something. You know what I'm saying? He got a clothing line. Danny got a clothing line. Out of 16 straight fights, got 15 KOs. Talking about Paro. J-Rock got too comfortable. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Gustavo Limo's opponent doesn't survive the 6 rounds. Ooh wee. His style like shoo-shoo style. Really? You would put Limo? I gotta go because I was gonna do it. I was gonna do it before the fight. But yeah, I gotta go look up some things, man. So when I get my breakdown on Hitchens and Gustavo, I'm gonna look at it like shoo-shoos. That's saying something, Melazar. That's saying something. I heard Jahar Tucker beat his in sparring. Who you talking about, Pop? You talking about Gustavo? Man. Any news about that, Melazar? Did they spar Melazar? Consabar? Will be interesting. Hitchens versus Lemos. This fight isn't an easy walk. Yeah, that's why I said it wasn't what we wanted. We wanted Hitchens and Matias, but you know what I'm saying? We the real fans, man. We want the gusto. We want the gusto. All I can say is when Matias gets his opponent, there will be a lot of people ignoring the fact that nobody wanted to fight him, but will criticize him for this next opponent. Well, we're not gonna let him do that. We're not gonna let him do that, Ghost. We're not gonna let him do that, Ghost. You know how we do. We're gonna keep that stake in the ground. Oh, you said J-Rock? Oh man. Oh, you talking about J-Rock? Okay, that makes sense. Well, I remember, man, J-Rock, man, that fight when he came out, when he was going through Ramadan, he came out and he fought when J-Rock came out and fought Heard, Clinical. I said, man, this dude can box. It was like you could tell he had consecrated himself, and he was like, he had fasted, and he was so focused and dialed in, man. That man looked surgical, man. Looked surgical against Hurd. That's one of my favorite fights, man, to go back and watch. Either that Hurd and that Hurd and Lara was good too. But and Lara lost that fight at the last minute. But that J-Rock versus Jared Hurd, clinical. J-Rock put on the clinic. I think it's time for Ryan Garcia to retire and pursue his modeling endorsement career before he further embarrasses himself. He's still young, but he's still not champ. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I thought that I don't know, man. I thought he was on a good path when he went over there with Derrick James. I was thinking that maybe being with Derrick James and being around some of the other guys, I thought that it might be good. You know what I'm saying? I think that Derrick James is a good teacher. I just think that it comes down with Ryan. It comes down to his personal. He got to make a choice personally. If he's gonna fully commit to boxing, or he just gonna be one of them guys that treats boxing like a option. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's dangerous when boxing is optional to you, because you know you can model. Just like him getting on there doing that little thing with his face, like, I just think, yeah, all in the interview, like, you know, selling that item, whatever that item, that's all that was. He was selling that item. He was rolling on his face. That's all it was. He know he can make money doing that. He know any product you stick, you can stick him on them what you call them networks where they just present products and just have him up there talking all the time, and you know, oh yeah, get this and that. He can just do that and make money all day because of his looks and stuff. I mean, you got to decide boxing and make boxing, you know, your only option. Jahad Tucker, I don't know about that, but sparring sessions supposed to get beat and get better after that. Yeah, my man Pops cleared it up, Melazar. He said he was talking about J-Rock. The bread comes and they get too comfortable. Hitchens promotion are using this fight to figure out if he got a chance against Matias, which would be smart. Which means that he's watching Subriel. He's studying Subriel. He's getting prepared. Like, that might make the fight more competitive. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Danny, he even had a reality show for a minute. Just a quick comment since I just got here. The way I saw Ngannou defeated after rewatching the fight reminds me of Foreman when he lost to Ali. Looked defeated mentally, like he's shocked that happened. It did. And then it didn't help that you start seeing that little bald. You start seeing this little bald spot right here up under there, and that's devastating, man. Yeah, he looked defeated. He definitely looked like he been in there, you know what I'm saying, with a heavyweight. I said, I'm a sparing, man. Everybody else can make their money showing the highlights of AJ knocking them down. I'm like, man, that's what AJ was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? He did what he was supposed to do. You know, I ain't gonna lie. I was a little nervous because Ngannou was he's a competitor. But I'm like, AJ actually showed. That's why I was saying we need to give him respect, because if he'd have went in there and got dropped by him, you know, that'd have been the talk of the town today. If he would have got dropped by him, if we'd have won a full 12 rounds, if it'd have been all kind. If he just looked bad, if he got his face busted up, because Jermaine Franklin touched that face, but he can box. He touched that face on Anthony Joshua. You know, he took a little bit going in, you know, but I think that AJ showing that, man, he's kind of back. He's kind of like, he looked more confident. He don't look as robotic. He looked poised. He looked like, all right, I got an answer for that. I know how to do this. All right, he's patient. He's patient, but opportunistic. You know, he's showing what I would like to see. He's staying active. So getting hit, his punch resistance is higher now because he's been getting hit. He's been staying active. Remember when we talked about Floyd saying that was his biggest thing, like coming back off of that inactivity was not getting hit by them 8-ounce gloves? He said, yeah. He said, so sometimes it take a minute, you get cracked, but he's showing promise to me. He's showing that he's on pace to, being what he needs to be. He showed up. Yeah, he did. He did. Yeah, Hitchens is doing the rehydration clause with Limos to see how he feels to fight Matias then. I respect that. You know what I'm saying? I respect that. In history of boxers, as soon as a boxer feels they're famous and monies, they change. Not all of them, but big chunks. Yeah. Not all of them, but yeah. My brother was a big Ngannou fan, and I told him, don't bet, you're gonna lose money. So I had to take it before any bet nap. Dang. So you swindled your brother. You swindled your own brother, Ghost. AJ showed up and he's making heavyweight more entertaining. Yes. He's making it more entertaining, yes. AJ also thanked his former trainers. He is class. I seen him say Derrick James, Robert Garcia. And that's another thing what they be saying. They be saying all this stuff, man. I ain't never heard AJ say nothing as wild, as crazy as the guy who they make his nemesis. But it's like, why do y'all even look at AJ like such a bad guy? It gotta be something personal, man. It's like, get your panties out of a bunch. Let's evaluate in the right way, man. I ain't never heard AJ some of the wild, and I don't know everything. But I've been watching. And I said that's why I don't talk about the heavyweights as much, because over here, that whole conversation about heavyweights get overshadowed by one man, and I can't tolerate it, man. I'm allergic. Boxing is not a hobby. You got to take this shit serious. Exactly. I'm gonna do something, y'all. Look, I gotta go get my other phone so I can show y'all these pictures of what I like, some of the kind of stuff I be doing. I mean, I'm gonna go get these. Hold on real quick. I'm gonna go get these pictures. I'm gonna go get my other phone so I can do these pictures. Let's see. I won money with Parker and lost with Ngannou. Was an even night. So you broke even. All right, y'all. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna go get this. I'm gonna go get my other phone so I can show y'all these pictures. I'm back, y'all. Let me send these pictures to myself so I can I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all these pictures. I'm still here. Ngannou show a lot of sportsmanship. Yeah, he was a good sport, especially after that Fury fight. No matter how you saw it, no matter how you saw that fight turning out, I think he was a real good sport after that. But yeah, they good guys, man. I think both of them guys are good guys, man. All that not stand around for the interview. It's crazy when you want certain fighters, man. They do certain things. They get away with all that shit. Like you can be a bad poor sport. Don't do no interviews. Say crazy stuff. You like Teofimo telling his fans, you can SMD. Like man, like. It's crazy how certain fighters can get away with it, man, and some of them keep it classy and they still get the hate. So who Lopez fighting next? Because he don't want Matias. I don't know, Koki, man. I'm kind of trying to prevent a migraine, man. I done laid off with the Lopez talk for a little while, man. It's too toxic, man. It's too toxic, man. Too toxic for me, man. Like when he come back and he's doing something good and his vocabulary is changing, the lingo and the message and what he stand for, when all that kind of stuff change, you know what I'm saying? He's saying Teofimo Melazar. Teofimo Lopez. I don't respect none of the WBC champs. That's why I'm mad Munguia is fighting for that garbage title. I saw a lot of people heartbroken after Ngannou lost, and they actually looked surprised when us real boxing fans knew what should happen. Exactly, like it just go to show you, man. They go to show you how boxing is. It's weird. But let me go back to this. Let me go back to what this Melazar. Don't get me started on that Canelo stuff, man. That's just bad. Yeah, I'm out. Good content, keep it up, and keep bigging up these fighters that aren't getting their just due or recognition. Oh, Sam, salute. Teofimo was working at the circus now. Just playing, yeah. Like, who is that guy? Come on. All right, Sam, salute. Only thing I'm gonna do now, y'all, I want y'all to see this. Add a little something different, man. Get to know body work a little bit. Like, this is a get to know body work. Let me do this real quick. Get to know body work. All right, here we go. Let me see. Get to know body work, y'all. Get to know body work. Let me see. Let me go to present. And let me share this screen, Reno. This was the view. Y'all see that? This was the view. This was over there at the harbor. So this is the view I was at. I was up. This is me. This is my point of view. I'm up here on this roof. It's the kind of stuff I be doing. Y'all see that? This is Baltimore, y'all. This the part of Baltimore. These are the angles and the views y'all don't see, man. You know, these are the angles and the views y'all don't see. Y'all see that? See, I'm sitting right beside these things. I'm on this roof. This is the part of Baltimore y'all don't see. Y'all see that? I'm up here cleaning this. I'm cleaning this tower right here. So I'm cleaning this. So I'm up here on this, and this is the view. That's the view right there. This is Baltimore you don't see. Y'all see that? Everything about Baltimore isn't bad, man. Baltimore got views, it got water, it got boats, it's a port there. But yeah, this is me. This is the roof I was up on. So somebody tell Eddie in the zone and them send me a contract, man. I'm a journeyman. I got my journeyman. That means I could qualify to get one of them guys. You know what I'm saying? I should be able to get, you should be able to get me down off this roof and get me one of them guys, Eddie. Holler at me. Bodyworkboxing 24/7 at Gmail. Well, not 24/7 as you can see. Because some of the day I still got to get out and earn my pay. But that's what I was doing yesterday, y'all. Beautiful sight. That was a beautiful Friday. We got our job done. And that's Baltimore. So that's get to know body work right there. That's what I was doing. Up on that roof. Looking at all the views. Yep. I'm in Baltimore. Yep. That's where I'm at, man. You in Connecticut? I got little views too. Yeah, I used to be a truck driver. I've been all the way up there. I've been to every state except for Alaska and Hawaii. I used to be a truck driver, so I've been up there to Connecticut. I've been up to that neck of the woods. Bodywork Baltimore, like every other place that got bad hoods, people only talk about the bad, but never about the good on the place. Right. I heard it's a lot of crime and it's real cold. Is it true? Yeah, it's a lot of crime, man, because the drug, man, fentanyl, man. I know Baltimore had been the heroin capital of the nation for years, but this fentanyl stuff. That's why I say, man, I ran into Malik Hawkins at the gas station. Y'all don't believe me? It was one night. I could pull up the video. One of these days I could go and I'm gonna pull up the video and show y'all the video I made that night when I'm gonna do it way back Wednesday, but I think it was a Thursday night. I went to the gas station. I ran into Malik Hawkins at the gas station on North Avenue. This back when we had masks on and all that. When I seen him, I recognized him, but I'm not one of them people that'll blow you up if you famous or popular or whatever. I ain't gonna act all like that. Plus he was out in the streets. He probably been like, mine might have been different then. But I saw him one night before I went to go do a video on Earl that night. It was a video I was doing about Earl, and this one, the whole Earl and Bud and all them was a couple years ago. I was like, dang, if I wouldn't have went to the store at the time when I went to the store, I would have never met him, man. But I saw him in person at the gas station, and I had a flashback. I kept thinking, I said, man, you shouldn't even, in my mind, this is what I'm thinking. I said, man, you shouldn't even be out here, man. Now, he just ran into the store, into the gas station to get something. He was leaving, but in my mind I said, man, you shouldn't even be out here, man. You should be boxing somewhere, man. In my mind I was like, man, I wish this guy had the support and the tools to be able to continue to train, because he had skill. Him and Hitchens, they got, I don't care what nobody said, if you look at the history of TMT, them guys got put through the ringer. Malik Hawkins got put through the ringer early. Like, it was almost like they sent him through the gauntlet to get him off. But I saw that man out here in Baltimore, man. And it's not as bad. There's some good people. It's just the people. Sometimes the people around and what people got going on make it seem like it. You know what I'm saying? And people are hungry, man. Y'all remember when Tupac said, man, it's gonna get to a point to where the poor are gonna eat the rich, man? Like, the poor are gonna eat the rich. We in those times, y'all. I think it's glimpses of the poor eating the rich. Put a bunch of people on top of each other. You know what I'm saying? You decrease the resources. You know what I'm saying? You add, other people steadily coming in. You cut down on the budget and the aid. You know what I'm saying? You lower the standards on the education so people could just pass up. Like, remember when they did that No Child Left Behind stuff and they were just passing people along? Like, no, when I grew up, if your ass didn't do all your schoolwork, you missed that report, you didn't get it in, you're gonna be doing 4th grade again. That was embarrassing. Now you can do whatever you want and get moved up, but they did a lot of things to us collectively. And it gets highlighted in places like Baltimore, places like Memphis, places like Chicago, places like, can't say Atlanta, but Atlanta is getting worse too. Even though it's like Little Hollywood, but like all these places, man, these places, man, they're not bad places. There's a lot of rich history in Baltimore. I go by sometimes and I look at stuff and I I meet people and I'm like, man, this is a good place. I grew up in Landover. I grew up more closer to I was born in DC, raised in PG County, but I grew up more closer to the DC part. I've been living up here in Baltimore for the last about 6, 7 years now, 7 years maybe, about 7, I think 7 years. I'll be forgetting because time is flying, but it's not all bad. It's good people out here, man. Baltimore has a good, rich history, man. A good, rich culture, man. It's great places, great views, man. There's some areas where it's like, dang, there's no other place I would rather be, man. But you know, you're gonna have to deal with them people, man. Hunched over. You know what I'm saying? People be hunched over, no teeth in their mouth, like talking crazy, walking around like zombies. A bunch of row houses unabandoned. That's Baltimore, y'all. But I work all through the DMV. So I might be in DC, Maryland, Virginia. I live in Baltimore. So I get to see some beautiful sights, man. Meet some wonderful people, man. That's not all what you see on the news, man. And that's kind of like why I go hard for Tank, because it's like they are the inspiration out here. So I do what I can within my means. You know what I'm saying? I'm not riding no coattails or trying to steal no thunder from nobody else. But I know how it is out here. And for you to have made it out, sure, you might do some silly stuff here and there. That's part of maturing wherever you are. But at the same time, man, I know what this place has to offer that, man. If he ever fall flat and he has to come back, man, it's not good, man. It's not good. Oh, they got dispensaries and stuff out here too. You know what I'm saying? They got dispensaries out here too. The only thing is, if you get that card where you go and you get that card where you can go get, you know what I'm saying, your prescription filled, you can't own a firearm. You can't own a firearm and have one of those up here. You can't own a firearm and have a card, a medical card. The state of Maryland, the rules. Look, our logo is we're open for business. That's Maryland, man. Like I've been to every state. I told you I've been to every state except for Alaska and Hawaii. And when you ride through and you see that sign, when you come into Maryland, it says we're open for business. I can't make it up. Malik is cool. Don't put him in shame ever, but good interview will be cool. Yeah, if I could, man, but then I don't ride coattails. I'm not gonna dick eat to get nothing from nobody. So I mean, people know who I rock with and what I'm all about. So if I bump into him and holler at him, man, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Maybe. Malik, cutting weight, damage some organs. Those are bad things, or cutting too much weight. Yeah. Hit the like button, my peoples. Thanks, Jose. Thanks for reminding. You know I don't be on it, man. Y'all, thanks, man. I got good peoples, man. I'm in Connecticut too. We gonna get together and link up, man. On one of them fights, I'm willing to travel. Me and my lady going. You know what I'm saying? We willing to travel. We'll go up there and see one of these fights or a couple of these fights. You know what I'm saying? We all link up on one of these fights that we all decide we're gonna go to up there. You know, I want to go to Puerto Rico. But the way they setting up this fight and how the timeline and everything, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm in New London. All right, Melazar, New London. I'm from New Haven / Bridgeport. Hey, one of my homies in when I was in Verizon, I used to work at Verizon, was from Bridgeport. She was crazy as hell, man. He told me about Bridgeport. That's why she was down in South. That's why she was down in South Carolina, because of that Bridgeport. I know it get real out there in the bridge, man. It get real in the bridge. It was a wrap for Malik after Super. Yeah. I left my island for that zombie stuff. I avoid all major cities. Yeah. Yep. You know what I'm talking about then, Melazar. Man, last time I went to Maryland was a blast, man. Jose, they are taking our history down. Cristobal Colon. Dang. I'm in PA from Puerto Rico. I need Matias fight with T.O. and MSG so I can try and pull up, man. Oh, you in Pennsylvania? That's a hop, skip, and a jump, Ghost. That's a hop, skip, and a jump, man. I get there with my eyes closed, man. Bridgeport was the capital murder of USA at one point, and lots of Puerto Ricans. I could imagine when them tempers flared, man. When tempers flare and people sitting on top of each other, you know what I'm saying, fighting over resources, man. Think it's a game till them things come out. I bang out till your brains hang out. Who said that, y'all? That's Beanie. That's that Beanie Siegel. But yeah, man, it was good. It was good chopping it up with y'all, man. I ain't gonna hold it too long, man. I know boxing talk is trash. You know what I'm saying? If you see it, speak to it. You know what I'm saying? Add some flavor to it. Get it back on its feet, man. Put it up on the scales, man. And let's be real about what we're seeing out here, man. Let's be real about what we're seeing out here, man. He showed no respect at all for that man. Yeah. He said, nah, it's a really destroyed Malik and showed us if you don't got power, what can happen. If you ain't got no keeping power, or your feet ain't good enough to keep that range, or you can't slip and, you know what I'm saying, dip and kind of like and roll with some of them punches, it's just, man, you're gonna have to be able to take a hit. Dark time was back in the 90s. Yeah. Matias and T.O. MSG. Salute, Jennifer. Hopefully, man, if T.O. decide, you know, because it's either or get off the pot. If he decide he gonna get off the pot, you know what I'm saying? If he gonna decide to get off the pot, everyone extra scared because cameras and videos, but it ain't any worse than back then, to be honest. Yeah, it's elements. It's elements. It's all in how you look at it. Some aspects are, some aspects aren't. Technology kind of make it. I think technology speeds up some things, but it also you can use technology to get rich, or you can use technology to land yourself in jail. It depends on how you use it. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if it happens. We sell out and not in the auditorium. Aaron Jones, yo, salute Aaron Jones. What's happening? I was showing them some pictures. Hey, Aaron Jones, real quick. I was showing them some pictures, man. I know you be doing that HVAC. Remember I was talking about the HVAC? Look at this, Aaron. Watch this. Watch this, Aaron Jones. Watch this. This is where I was at yesterday, Aaron. You know where I was at, Aaron? I was up on that roof. You see that field? You see that media right there? It was cleaning that cooling tower, that BAC right there. See that cooling tower? I was up on that roof cleaning that cooling tower yesterday. So I'm a blue collar guy, man. I ain't got time for the games, man. I'm making a living just like everybody else out here working hard for my city and, you know what I'm saying, being a stand-up model citizen. I just like getting on here talking that good old boxing talk. You heard? You know what I'm saying? I heard T.O. was fighting Pedraza in Honduras. Pedraza? Didn't Pedraza just lose? Remember, bro, we are the 300. That's right. Yeah, I'm thinking about going back to school. Bob Aaron make deal with Eddie Hearn. Matias versus T.O. make it happen. He said, sheesh. Rooftop view undefeated. Yeah, man. I had two other guys with me, you know what I'm saying, doing it. But I do that tower all the time, man. That's right over there by Phil's Point. That's nice view. No BS. Yeah. We want T.O. That's a must. Pedraza for real? For all that fight? Keyshawn. Exactly. Pedraza don't make no sense. Pedraza don't make no sense, man. Hey, boxing is weird, man. That's why I wanted to have this conversation, y'all. Like, look, man. Let's be responsible in our dialogue. Don't let these people gaslight you. Let's not move off of the what's really real, man. We look at everything circumspect, man. We use rationale and reason behind everything we say, man. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to let y'all know, man, boxing talk is trash right now, man. It's trash. You know what I'm saying? Narrative driven, agenda driven. People don't keep it 100. If you ain't got a name where they can't make no money off you on YouTube, they're not going to give you your salutes. They're not going to furnish you with anything. You know what I'm saying? But that tail to kiss. Now, y'all see how everybody start hopping on Oshaki after he won, after this defense and after he won. You see how everybody hopped on forward after that? That's what boxing is. When you win, they're going to hop on the jock strap. Yeah. But that's it, man. It's a good session, man. It was a good session for the day, man. Salute to all my people who came through. You know what I'm saying? Maylazar, Ghost, Jennifer came through. Koki came through as always. Jose Rodriguez, my man Aaron Jones, my day one Aaron Jones came through. We had Champion Sports Boxing in the building, like always. I really appreciate y'all, man. Y'all are. Sam Arnall came through. He stopped Drew through and dropped some nuggets. Who else was in here? I think I said Ghost. Ghost be on it. My man Pop Smoke. If you get a chance, man, subscribe to Pop, man. He doing this thing. You know what I'm saying? I be over there sometimes kicking it too. When I want to get away, you know what I'm saying, and talk to somebody that we can disagree. We don't have to agree on everything, but we can still get through have some laughs. We be over there clowning, man. It'd be fun. We let our head down, man. So subscribe to Pop. Hector Tapia came through. Who else? I don't think I missed anybody. Negrassi came through. Salute. Yeah, a couple trolls try to get some attention. You know what I'm saying? It didn't work. Bronx OG came through. Bronx OG came through for a brother. Who else? CJH came through. You know what I'm saying? Correcting me on the body work. I think Robert fighters go to the body too. You know what I'm saying? Not just Derek James, but Robert Garcia fighters go to the body too. Heriberto Alvarado was in the building doing that body work. But I salute to y'all all, man. I always have a good time. I'm not stressed out when I come on here. I be more stressed out from boxing. I come here to chop it up with my folks and we have a good time, and y'all let me know that I ain't going crazy. Y'all add to the conversation. We let each other know that we ain't going crazy, and we stay on top of this boxing talk. You know what I'm talking about? That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? But thanks for everybody who came through. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for watching Bodywork Boxing. But we don't take things for face value. We do that body work.
He didn't want to box. He wanted to actually prove that he could punch with you. He was like, what the fuck is this nigga, right? Oh, okay, you want to go to sleep. You tired.
Welcome to Bodywork.